Good afternoon, my fellow friends, YouTubers. This is Kurt. Welcome back to the Kurt's Place channel here on YouTube. Well, guys, it's time for another console game review for you. Now, this time we're going to be checking out River Raid, made in 1982 for the Atari 2600. I remember when this game came out. I was actually 12 years old at the time, and I had a 2600, and I had a lot of fun with it. And I wanted to show you what River Raid looked like in this video. Now, I want to mention, don't forget to click the subscribe button if you like what you see. Don't forget to smash that like button. And if you have any comments, leave them in the comments section down below. For example, what was your favorite game? Leave in the comments section down below. Now, when River Raid came out in 1982, I was, at the time, like I said, I was 12 years old, and I had about 30 games for the Atari 2600. That was a big part of my life growing up. Now, the thing keep in mind with the Atari 2600 was it was very limited on how much power it had and also its graphics capabilities. But back in the day when River Raid and these games came out, they were a lot of fun. And I remember playing these for hours at home. In addition to the art, I would occasionally go to the arcades and play the games there too. But playing at home with your friends, this is one of those games you could sit down with friends, have some pizza, and have a really fun Saturday night playing this game with your friends. So let's go and check it out. Now, the concept of River Raid is very simple. You're basically just guiding a plane through different obstacles and things. You can refuel your plane on little fuel depots. You can shoot other boats and planes, and it gets harder as it goes along. And you have a fuel gauge on the bottom that you have to keep make sure it doesn't run out on empty on you while you're playing. Very, very simple game, but a lot of fun. So let's begin. Now you'll see that it starts out fairly simple, but then you're going to see the paths and things get tighter as you go along. Now these are the fuel pods. This is what's used to keep your plane and everything fueled up. Now you're going to notice that it starts out fairly simple in the beginning, but you're going to notice it's going to get harder too. They're going to add additional elements and things as you go along. Like you have a bridge you have to blow up, and then you go to another section. And that's one of the things I like. The simplicity of the graphics were a lot of fun. Remember, back in the day, they were very limited on what they could do with technology back in the day. And this game was considered to be a pretty awesome game when it came out. And I remember there was also a River Raid 2 that came out as well. You can control your speed with the joystick. You can go faster or slower depending how fast you want to go. And that means I have to get more fuel, so I go on one of the fuel pods. Very, very simple. Now you see now they added planes that are flying across. That's the thing to remember when this game came out. This game was one of my favorite games the Atari 2600 had. Even though it was limited on what it could do, it was still a heck of a lot of fun. So you see how it's getting harder now? The paths are getting a little bit tighter. That's what's great about the game. It gets difficult. At the beginning it's easy, but then you'll see it starts to ramp up the difficulty too. And the amazing thing was with the Atari 2600 was the games actually played very well on that. They really did a good job making the games for the 2600. Now, see, I'm going to run out of fuel here. But you see how simple a game it is. And that's the thing. Most of the games for the 2600 were fairly simple, but they were a lot of fun too. I'm going to be bringing some more game previews and things to my channel as well as show you too. This is just one of the consoles I wanted to show. I have other console videos too that are going to be coming up from other consoles too. But you can see how much fun this game actually is. It's a very simple game, but it is a lot of fun. If you get a chance, there's a lot of retro consoles like this now coming out now. Where the Atari and others coming out again. You can actually play these games now with a modern TV and stuff too, which is pretty cool. So you can see it's pretty neat. And you see how sometimes you have two channels and sometimes you have one channel? That's what's cool about the game. In fact, it varies the course as soon as you go along too. And I want to say my hat's off to all the developers too that made games for the Atari 2600. Considering how limited their resources were, to be able to, what they had to work with memory-wise and everything, they did a pretty amazing job on this. And I still enjoy playing these games, even today. I still enjoy playing, checking out these retro consoles and playing these different games as well. The thing too that was nice too, one thing to remember about Atari 2600 was nice too is most people in my neighborhood had one. So you could go to, if you were low on budget and if you didn't have a lot of money, you could borrow a friend's cartridge. You could bring one over and you could bring one over. You could swap cartridges. They were all the same system, so you could swap the cartridges out at a friend's house, which is great if you were on a budget. Really, really cool stuff. That's the one thing that was great about these console versions, is that you can go to a friend's house, play to take the cartridge home, and then that way you got a chance to try out a bunch of different games too. One of the really great things about owning an Atari 2600 back in the day. Now, I just want to mention, by the way, too, if you want to help show your support for the Kurt's Place channel, I do a merchandise available. You can get things such as hats, mugs, and keychains. There's a link to the Kurt's Place channel in the description down below. And I also want to mention when you're watching a video, if you click the little top right-hand icon, it's going to open up links up to other videos. And I try to do 1 to 2 videos a week, depending how much time, how much time I have during the week. All right, guys, thanks once again by visiting the Kurt's Place channel here and checking out my review of River Raid for the Atari 2600. As always, thanks again for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye now. We'll see you next time. Take care.